Before he started his ministry, Jesus was led by the Spirit of God to go into the desert to be tempted. Okay, and I know some of you are thinking, Lobot? He's never done an action figure for Jesus before, and he chooses Lobot? And some of you are thinking, I don't even know who Lobot is. That's okay, he's from Star Wars, it's not the point. Anyway, if you're not happy with what I choose, how about Obi-Wan Kenobi? Is that better? Are you happy now? Anyway, so Jesus fasted from food for 40 days and 40 nights, which left him very hungry, and then Satan showed up to tempt Jesus. What that? So you're probably too young to understand how truly annoying this is, but this was something really annoying that people would say in the late 90s because of the worst ad campaign in all of history. You hungry, brah? Yes, I haven't had anything to eat in 40 days. You gotta fuel your machine, bruh. Okay, well, I'm tired, so can you just leave me in peace? Hey, don't go getting hangry on me, bruh. But Satan wanted to tempt Jesus into turning away from what God had planned for him. So the devil didn't leave Jesus alone. He even used Jesus' hunger against him. You know, since you got the munchies and all, why don't you use some of your magic Jesus powers? I'm not Harry Potter. Okay, might be. I'm just saying, maybe you should turn these stones around here into bread. I get what you're doing, trying to tempt me into breaking my commitment to God to fast from food. Whoa. Where are you getting all that from? No one said anything about disobeying God. I'm just saying, don't you think God wants you to eat? I think God wants me to obey him. Remember, the Bible teaches it takes more than bread to stay alive. It takes a steady stream of words from God's mouth. What does that even mean? It means I obey God, not my stomach. So Satan tried again to turn Jesus away from God by taking him to the highest point in the city, this time planning on twisting the words of God into tricking Jesus. All right, bruh, you want to prove you're the Son of God? Then jump from up here. I mean, this Bible that you love so much, doesn't it say, He has placed you in the care of angels? They will catch you so that you won't so much as stub your toe on a stone? What you say, bruh? Nice try, but the Bible also says, don't you dare test the Lord your God. So swing and a miss, my friend. So Satan, now acting like an old school cartoon villain, threw one last test at Jesus. He took him to a mountaintop because, why not? Jesus, from up here you can see all the kingdoms of the world, and I will put you in charge of all of them. All you have to do, bow down and worship me. That's simple, Buffalo Soldier. All right, we're done here. That was a horrible Bob Marley reference, and to top it all off, the Bible also tells us, worship the Lord your God and only Him. Well, bro, you've beaten 3 of my tests, which is the arbitrary limit I set on myself, so are you sure I can't coax you into worshiping me a little? No, get out of here. I mean it. Beat it. Oh my goodness, I love that song. How great are the 80s gonna be? Terrible. They're going to be terrible. And they were. They were truly, truly terrible. Every time I hear that story, I always find it interesting that the devil used the Bible trying to trick Jesus. He didn't scare or threaten him in order to get Jesus to do what he wanted. He took the truth of the Bible and twisted it enough where he could make it say what he wanted it to. This is how Satan works. He twists the truth into a lie so we are tempted to do the wrong thing. You see, Satan knew if I just make something up, Jesus will see through it. But maybe if I twist the Bible verse around, then Jesus might actually buy into it. This is what Satan wants to do to all of us. Lies and deceit are his primary tool to tempt us into sin. Now, I know many of us think of Satan or the devil as something from a horror movie that wants to physically hurt us, but it's not how Jesus talked about Satan. Yes, he exists and he is real, but his power isn't in his ability to physically hurt us, but in his ability to tempt us into doing things that hurt ourselves and others. His power comes from his ability to deceive us. Jesus once said that when he, the devil, lies, he speaks his native language, for he is a liar and the father of lies. He takes the truth and he twists it in just the right way that it tempts us to do the wrong thing. It's like he plays mind games with us. It's like when you say to your parents, I only played video games for a little bit, when really you played for 6 hours. Now you justified it to yourself by saying, well, compared to 12 hours, 6 hours is a little bit. It's all relative, so it wasn't really a lie. And you know it was. Well, Satan does the same to us. It's why when you didn't study for a test, you begin having thoughts like, If I fail this test, my parents are going to be so upset, and God wouldn't want that to happen, so maybe I should cheat on this test. Now, we all know that this is the wrong decision, but because you allowed a little bit of truth to get twisted, you're now tempted to cheat. And this happens to us in every area of our lives. And so if we want to live the lives God has called us to live, we need to be able to resist temptation by seeing these lies for what they are. And we do that by doing what Jesus did. Every time we hear a lie, we battle it with the truth. So before we enter the moment of temptation, we have to know what the truth is. The truth is, God always wants me to be honest and loving and patient. So when I start hearing a lie that tricks me into thinking it's okay to cheat or to lose my temper or to lie about something, I know what the truth is and I can resist that temptation. And when it's hard to see the truth for what it really is, I need to have people in my life that can speak the truth to me. Older followers of Jesus, like your parents or your leaders, would love to help you see the truth of God in your life. So talk with them, ask them for their advice. But today in your groups, talk about how we can resist temptation by not being deceived by these mind games, and then we'll move on.